Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where each week I choose a streaming service and three previously released films off that streaming service on Friday. And hopefully, by the end of this episode, you have a nice full weekend full of movies to go check out. And we're going to be highlighting Paramount Plus this week. And we got some nice variety here. And we're going to start with 2002's Punch Drunk Love. And this is a darkly comedic romantic comedy from writer director Paul Thomas Anderson. And you're wondering, Paul Thomas Anderson does a romantic comedy? Yes, and it's intense. And here we have socially frustrated Barry Egan calls a phone sex line to curb his loneliness. Little does he know it will land him in deep trouble and will jeopardize his burgeoning romance with the mysterious Lena. And this film has that textured, gorgeous, rich look to it, like many of Paul Thomas Anderson's films have had up until this point. It really leans into like that blue suit that Adam Sandler wears and rich blues and browns and really capturing this LA setting here. And this film has an insane keeping tension to it. There's moments where this film takes it to a fever pitch, and it all comes from Barry, which Adam Sandler delivers such a powerful performance that is it's submissive in many ways, and there's this boiling rage underneath the surface, and we see him let it out, shattering glass. And Adam Sandler sells all of this insecurity, rage, discomfort, awkwardness in such a genuine and authentic way. And this is one of Adam Sandler's best performances. It is such a surprising turn from him in 2002 compared to so many of the other films he's doing up to this point at the time. This was one of the first times people really saw Adam Sandler can do this. Emily Watson, such a talented actor, and they have such an interesting and unique chemistry. You have the moments where Barry sees his family, and they're just incredibly intense. But then this heightening tension and uncomfortable situation over the phone that keeps getting crazier and crazier and confronted by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is not in this film much, but my God, does he make an impact when he does go up. And him screaming over the phone at Adam Sandler is pretty amazing. And obviously, Philip Seymour Hoffman did so much great work in his career, especially in Paul Thomas Anderson films. This is just chef's kiss, the dynamic between the two of them. This is intense. It's really funny. It's uncomfortably funny. It's dark. It pushes you to some places. It has that intensity. And there's just something really offbeat and strange about this film that makes it so interesting, so dynamic, and so worth your time. Next up, we have 1997's Mousehunt. And this is a dark comedy, farcical, high concept idea as we have Adam Rifkin writes, Gore Verbinski directs, Nathan Lane and Lee Evans stars, and we have two Stumblebum inheritors are determined to rid their antique house of a mouse who is equally determined to stay where he is. And this film is a wild ride. I had this on VHS when this came out, and I watched this quite a few times as a kid. I haven't seen it in a while, but this is certainly one I would love to come back to. I just distinctly remember this madcap, wild, farcical vibe that this film had that Gore Verbinski just leaned into so perfectly. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. It's full of madcap, like silent era kind of physical comedy and shenanigans. And it's wonderfully shot. It's exaggerated. It is so strange and wild in the vibes that it gives. There's so many dynamic and interesting camera shots and movements and special effects that bring this wild hunt for this little mouse to life. And the production design of this home is so inspired and so perfect. It just really captures the vibes that Gore Verbinski is going for, who is indeed a very auteur filmmaker who has a very specific vision for what he does. And so many people just know him from the Pirates movies, but you see that in his those films too, especially in Dead at World's End when you see the Davy Jones locker. I'm like, that's all Gore Verbinski. That's abstract and strange. And then you have this wonderful odd couple of personalities. Lee Evans, the much more reserved and awkward. Nathan Lane, the big, bold personality, as this brotherly duo who are just desperately trying to get rid of this mouse. And you have the likes of Maury Haken, Michael Jeter popping up here in supporting roles. You even have Christopher Walken coming in here, who is the exterminator, which is so wild, the casting for that. But this is such a wild, madcap slapstick holiday comedy in such a strange little package. Such a crazy idea. Who's hunting who? Two grown men versus a mouse. So there you go. And lastly, we have one of the granddaddies of them all, one of the most significant productions ever released by Paramount or any studio ever. It's 1972's mafia epic. It is The Godfather. The aging patriarch of an organized crime dynasty transfers control of his clandestine empire to his reluctant son. This is from writers Mario Puzo and writer director Francis Ford Coppola. And this is the grandest of all mafia films. This is a film that transcends the genre and has become one of the greatest films of all time and one of the greatest touchstones of American cinema, coming from the most authentic voice of an Italian American. That honestly, this is one of the first great films about Italian Americans that really captures the family, the dynamics, and you have the father, the son dynamics, how they interact with their mother. All of these things that just make this film so authentic. And you have those moments of like cooking the pasta and all of these things that Francis Ford Coppola and Mario Puzo would understand. And seeing that translate into this film where it's more than just a bunch of hits and dealings, but there's that too. There's visceral violence, whether it's the Causeway assassination of Sonny or the hellacious string of hits that go on during the baptism, during the climax of this film, which is one of the greatest montages in the history of cinema. And this film is textured, it is gorgeous to look at. It has amazing music coming from Nino Rota, making some of the most iconic themes of all time on film. You have Marlon Brando as Don Vito Corleone, and just this performance, the makeup and everything that went into bringing this character to life. But then you have such an incredible ensemble. Michael, Al Pacino, long before he would Al Pacino out all the time, there's a steely, reserved intensity from this young Italian American actor. And then you have the likes of James Caan, Robert Duvall, Richard Castellano, Sterling Hayden, Richard Conti, Diane Keaton, Abe Vigoda, Talia Shire, John Cazale. Just so many incredible performers from top to bottom. This has so many iconic moments from the horse head in the bed to all of the different moments of leave the gun, take the cannoli, from the moment where Michael does the hit on this police chief and this mafioso, and the beautiful wedding sequence in Italy, all of these amazing moments coming together, making this tapestry of violence beget violence and the effect on this family. It is epic. It is engrossing. It is iconic. There's a reason that The Godfather is considered one of the greatest films of all time, and it should be, because it is. And it is well beyond just being a gangster film, and it is rich in its storytelling, in its script, in its acting, in its film making from top to bottom. This is an iconic film. It is an important film. It is a great film. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. All 2 hours and 55 minutes of it. But that is a wrap here on another episode of the Streaming Wasteland. And in summation, you're going to head over to Paramount Plus and you're going to look up 2002's Punch Drunk Love, 1997's Mousehunt, and 1972's The Godfather. But thank you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite, like, unique, different, dark rom-com? Or what's your favorite, like, slapsticky comedy? And what's your favorite gangster film? Is it The Godfather? Is it some of those old Howard Hawks ones? Or is it one of those Scorsese ones? There's plenty to pick from. And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding. There's so many great shows with different topics, many about movies. There's something for everybody. And if you have an idea for a podcast or want to join as a guest on one of our shows, reach out to us on our website and join the crew. And if you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network.